Hello, my name is Carmen Chalupiak, and welcome to my final assignment for LIFT 1007. I chose to review the learning tool Socrative, which is not supported by SAS Polytech. Socrative is an interactive, web-based student response system designed to help teachers assess and engage students in real time. Students access questions via a code that places them in a teacher-created room. They then answer questions that register immediately on the teacher's computer. When everyone has responded, teachers can display the results using the How Did We Do button. Teachers can create quizzes, quick questions, and exit slips that allow for multiple choice, true, false, and short answer questions. These quizzes can include images, links, and answer explanations. This platform allows teachers to gain insight into their students' performance that is then evaluated automatically. Some main features of Socrative include quizzes and polls. Teachers can create multiple choice, true, false, and short answer questions. It also provides instant feedback. Students get immediate results, which helps in understanding and retention of the material. You can also use a virtual room for up to 50 students for activities. And it has a great reporting option that provides detailed reports that can be downloaded, emailed, or shared via Google Drive. Some benefits for learners include that Socrative promotes active learning along with several other benefits for learners. It is 100% free for students to use on all devices. It works on almost any web or app-enabled device. It is simple to use and flexible. Students can answer anonymously. Teachers can invite students, which makes the process of joining easier. And real-time feedback enhances the learning experience. Despite its advantages, Socrative has some limitations that need to be considered. It can be time consuming to make those quizzes. It is not flashy and won't get classrooms activated and fired up like some other gamification tools. It has limited customization options for question formatting, and the free version has limitations on the number of users and features allowed, and it may require a stable internet connection for optimal use. There are many ways to integrate Socrative into the classroom. The first way is to use Socrative in conjunction with interactive whiteboards to display real-time quiz results and engage the entire class in discussions. Number two is mobile devices. Socrative encourages students to use their smartphones, tablets, or laptops to participate in quizzes and polls, making the classroom more interactive and inclusive. The third way is that Socrative can be integrated with LMSs like Google Classroom or Canvas to streamline the process of assigning quizzes and tracking student progress. Number four is the ability to implement a flipped classroom by creating quizzes that students can complete at home, allowing you to use class time for more interactive and hands-on activities. Number five is gamification. You can incorporate Socrative's space race feature to add a fun competitive element to learning, motivating students to participate actively. And finally, number six are the data analyst tools that provide detailed reports to analyze student performance and tailor your teaching strategies accordingly. When determining whether or not a new learning platform or tool is a good fit to use in the classroom, it is important to consider if it complies with the Universal Design for Learning principles, multiple means of engagement, representation, and action and expression. For multiple means of engagement, Socrative offers various interactive activities like polls, quizzes, and games which cater to different interests and motivations. This helps engage students in multiple ways, making learning more dynamic and enjoyable. For multiple means of representation, teachers can present information through different formats, such as text, images, and audio. Socrative supports diverse ways of representing content, ensuring that all students can access and understand the material. And lastly, for multiple means of action and expression, teachers can use that multiple choice question, true or false questions, or short answers. It is important to consider the accessibility of the tool to ensure that all students can engage meaningfully with the content. Socrative presents content in a meaningful manner, and instructions do not solely rely on sensory characteristics. Viewing adapts to portrait and landscape views as well as text alternatives for non text content, making it easier for students with visual impairments to access the information. Socrative is working towards meeting the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, which ensures web content is accessible to people with various disabilities. The platform provides text alternatives for non text content, making it easier for students with visual impairments to access information. They have keyboard navigation, which allows students who cannot use a mouse to navigate the platform effectively. The screen reader compatibility acknowledges there are still barriers that prevent users with disabilities from experiencing all the features offered. They state they are committed to continuous improvement and are actively working to improve accessibility for all. Next is to review if there are any safety concerns within the technology. When it comes to data collection, Socrative collects personal information such as first names, last names, user IDs, passwords, school names, location, and activity within their service. This data is used to provide and improve their services. For third party sharing, they share personal information with providers for business operations, account administration, billing, and marketing. However, the specifics of what information is shared is not always clearly stated. And in the case of a data breach, Socrative has procedures in place to inform users in the event of a data breach. There is much more information available on their website as a full privacy report is provided. I give this platform a passing mark in the area of security. So, do students need a new account to use Socrative? The answer is no, which I think is a really nice feature. Instead, they can join a teacher's virtual room using a unique code provided by the teacher. The terms of use for Socrative outline users' rights and responsibilities, ensuring compliance and responsible use of the platform. Users must adhere to these terms to maintain fair usage and uphold educational integrity. For account responsibility, users are responsible for maintaining the confidentiality of their account information and for all activities that occur under their account. For fees and payment, access to certain functionalities and services may require payment and reserve the right to change its pricing and introduce new charges. Data privacy. Socrative collects and uses personal data in accordance with its privacy policy. Users must ensure they have the necessary permissions to share any data. For user restrictions, user must comply with all applicable laws and regulations and must not misuse the service. And finally, termination they can suspend or terminate access to the service if the user violates any of these terms. Ethical considerations in technology use include promoting equitable access and ensuring no student is left behind. Educational institutions must address biases in technology and prioritize transparency in data use. Socrative works on both Android and iOS devices, as well as tablets, iPad, and Kindle. Socrative can also be easily used on a laptop or a computer with an HTML5 compliant web browser. For operating systems for iOS, it must be version 11 or higher. For Android, version 8 or higher. For Mac, it is compatible with Mac OS and it does work on Chromebooks. They do recommend using Chrome, Firefox, Safari, or Microsoft Edge for a suitable browser. Further ethical considerations include considering the cost for using the technology. For student use, it is 100% free. For teachers, there are two options for personal accounts and one for a business or organization. For the free account, you can create up to 5 quizzes, have 50 students per activity, have one room, includes a 30-day report history, has automatic grading, and allows basic access to Socrative AI. Paying for a plan increases all options in the platform and is based off the number of students using the platform at once. Socrative provides comprehensive support documentation, including frequently asked questions, help files, and contact information. This resource is vital for troubleshooting and optimizing the user experience during the sessions. The skill level required is basic to intermediate skill in order to use these digital tools. Students need to be comfortable using a web browser. It uses a straightforward interface that simplifies the process of creating quizzes, launching activities, and viewing results. And setting up an account and starting to use Socrative is quick and requires minimal training. To conclude this presentation, after reviewing all of the criteria for Socrative, I am excited to use this technology in my classroom next fall. I have always wanted to implement the use of the exit ticket, but was looking for a way to gather the information quickly and efficiently at the end of a lecture, and now I found a way to do so. I think Socrative can help students become more committed to the learning process to receive rapid feedback on their performance. This tool is user friendly and enables straightforward adaptation of tests to match certain learning objectives. The reports can provide useful insights into student performance to determine if students are struggling with a particular topic. So that concludes my presentation. Here is a list of my references. Thank you so much for viewing.